Good morning, my name's Kauai Fitt and I am a realtor here in Anchorage, Alaska. Today we're talking about trees. And yes, trees can be aesthetically pleasing and they visually connect inhabitants of a house to the outside world. But they also serve as a functional purpose as well, if you decide to use them correctly. So depending on where you plant a tree, it could actually help your house conserve energy. Or if you decide to plant trees or grasses or shrubs along a slope that you're worried about erosion, you could help mitigate erosion control. If you decide to plant maybe some deciduous or evergreen trees, those could help moderate noise. If you want, you could frame a view in your house. So like when you're looking out the window, you could frame a view depending on where you're putting your trees, or you could put your trees in a way so that it's screening out, maybe a neighbor or something like that. Then when you do start thinking about planting a tree, you want to take into consideration the size of the tree, the shape of the tree, the true structure of the tree, and you want to make sure that at maturity, at final maturity, how tall is this tree going to be, or how big of a spread of foliage are you going to have? You also want to think about how quickly this tree is going to grow, that you don't want to wait 50 years or 100 years until it reaches maturity, but some people are okay with waiting 10 or 20 years in order to have a nice mature tree in the perfect location. You'll want to think about seasonally where you're placing this tree on your property. Are you going to have no leaves in the wintertime and then a full tree of leaves in the summertime? And in that location, is that good? Do you want to be looking out your kitchen window and to be able to see your kids playing in the yard all year long? So think about what kind of tree you would want to plant where, maybe one with less branches, or a shorter tree that won't obstruct your view. Then you're also going to want to think about what is required for these trees, specifically like what type of soil, or you want to probably use some kind of native, if not native species, something that does well in your area. In Alaska we have different trees that will do well up here, but if we try to transplant them down to New Mexico, it's not going to happen very well. We want to know how much water do these trees require, how much sunlight, will they get enough sunlight where we want to plant them. Temperatures, Alaska gets decently cold. We want to make sure that we're not going to kill our tree off in the middle of the winter because it gets 20 below for only like a week or two here in Anchorage. And then finally, talking about root depth. This is kind of near and dear to my heart because I've actually seen where septic tank systems have stopped functioning because of trees close by. Their roots have grown so much that they went into the septic tank. They kind of crushed the septic tank pipes, and then the roots started growing into the pipe, and it actually clogged the pipe of the septic system. So the septic system stopped working, and they could actually take a video and figure out what was going on, but it was clogged full of tree roots. So think about that. I mean, tree roots can go, they can grow 3 times horizontally what the tree height is. Does that make sense? So take your tree height and then multiply that 3 times going away from the base of the tree. And that's the radius of, that's going to be your whole circumference of what area those roots are going to be going out to. So kind of crazy, but roots can do some damage too if you're not careful. Okay, that's my speech about trees. My mom's actually a landscape designer, so I'm not sure why I didn't have her do this video. Okay, hope you guys are gonna have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.